Hello, this is Jasmine here to directly contradict the last video that I made on this channel, just to say that we are gonna wait for our ex. God, God, I love them. Ugh. This is just really difficult, and I look naked. I swear I'm not. This is a shirt. I promise you. It's just like, ugh, yesterday was a roller coaster. So, like, I guess we woke up. Omi was fronting. Okay, yeah, he's okay with being mentioned. Just like probably isn't gonna like be super front facing here. Okay, so like Daisy was feeling crappy, and earlier yesterday morning we were supposed to go with Kai to Target to get groceries to make a Mexican breakfast that they wanted to make for us because we hadn't had it before. But what that turned into was Daisy was so depressed because Kai is moving, and also, or the relationship didn't work out. It's like right person, wrong time, lots of longing, like, ooh, I love you when we see each other, blah, 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 but also broken heart, like, and it's confusing. So she wasn't really able to front. So like, Omi goes to Target with Kai, and Omi doesn't really know Kai, so you know, the it's not like Kai was spending time with someone that knew them, so like the vibe was weird, and then they can't find what they need in Target, so they get back in the car, and then Daisy and Kiara start telling Kai that they're feeling so sad and lonely. They're scared, like they're gonna die alone, and it's sort of like it pretty much just turns into Kai being like, oh, you're so depressed and you need to do things for yourself, but you shoot yourself in your own foot. Just like, paraphrasing, I'm summarizing. And Daisy being like, I actually do try, and you bulldoze me sometimes. Meh, meh, meh. And there was fighting. And then kind of angrily driving back to our apartment. And then we were here, and they talked in the car, like in the parking lot, for quite a while, crying. And then they came back here and cried right there on that couch that maybe you can't even see, but I can. Oh, yeah, that one. So yeah, it went from yelling and crying and not hearing each other to crying and hearing each other, and then it went to Spicy Town, so that was a whole thing. Which it's this is like a roller coaster. This is a roller coaster. This is a grr, like things didn't work out, but I love you and I'm pissed and I'm sad. Let's fuck. And I don't know. It's a lot. And then they were talking. Well, this was before the fucking. They were talking on the couch, and Kai was all like, I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna move to Wisconsin. I'm gonna take like 8 months. I'm gonna figure myself out. I'll decide if I do want to be with you, if we can make this work. You need to be bettering yourself in that time too, which is like what we're doing. I'm trying so hard to like build bridges for Daisy and like some of the others, Kiara too, for like when Kai's gone. Because I don't know if we talked about the origins of how we met Kai. We should make a video about that. But once Kai goes, we don't really have anyone else, like friend wise. Like we do not have like a network of people around us, and that was partially why it was so amazing when we did meet Kai and they were so interested in us and like wanted to hang out with us and like sought us out, because we're kind of awkward and we're not always great at initiating. So um but yeah, so I reached out to an old friend to see, like, to make plans. I made plans with her for the 14th to do karaoke with some of her other friends that tend to do karaoke together. So that's one thing that we have down. And then also we made another plan to like write together sometime and write a song about systems. So that sounds good. Yeah. So like one of the reasons why this friend is great to reach out to is because they're a system too, and like no one understands a system like a system. So I love her for that. Um, but yeah, and then there's like two other friends. Actually, the friends, these friends, the two friends I mentioned, they're the reason that we even got to meet Kai. So I gotta reach out to them too. Well, I already did. We're trying to make a plan to meet. They're just very busy at this moment. But there's that. And then I looked up like different events that take place at our local library, and there's a few that we're gonna try to go to. There's a book club we're gonna join. Um, I'm trying. I'm trying. But like, I don't know. It's sad, like, to think that there is a possibility that, like, that those 8 months they go by and they decide, like, hey, thought about it, it's not you. It's not. And like, obviously we're not gonna die. Like, we've been rejected before, things haven't worked out before. We didn't die, but it'll hurt bad. But it'll hurt less if we have like more a more well-rounded life, like events to go to, like the book club and seeing friends. And it's just difficult because I can't always guarantee that I'm going to be here. I can't always guarantee that I'm going to be at the front. There's days I literally cannot get to the front even though I want to. So you have to get to a point where like Daisy can do these things on her own. And I know that we can. I know we can. It's just hard and a lot of work and stressful and scary and uncertain. Lots of other adjectives and words. But I don't know. Kai said that we're like V and Kate. I want you to guess which one they are and which one I am. Damn. I just want good things for them. I just want good things for them. I just want them to be okay. I want us to be okay. And there's things that I've realized, that I've recognized from watching their system that I'm implementing into my own. They choose each other. They choose each other often at the end of the day over external people. And I think that's beautiful. And since like our system, we have had so many years of denying each other's needs because they conflict with our own, that to see a system that's just like to their own headmate, like, I hear you, this is what you need, and it conflicts with what I want externally, but I will give that to you because we are part of the same whole. And if we are going to get to a place where we are safe and comfortable and like we can come together and maybe be one person again, or even just a few, then I'm going to do that for you. And it took me a long time to realize that that is self-care. That in prioritizing the needs of the others in our system, I am prioritizing myself. I am putting myself first. I'm learning to love myself. Because I've mastered loving other people. I have. And that was never the answer. It's never the answer to pour love into others. It was never the answer. And I thought it was. I tried to save people so many times, so many friends, partners, because I saw myself in them a little bit, I think. But I really just needed to save myself, to save my people, and that's where I'm at right now. It isn't about me, it's about me. And like, God, it's hard. It's so, so hard. And like, another thing too is I focus, like we all do. Well, no, and yeah, I think that because of a lot of the trauma and the things that we went through, we couldn't have a focus on the present. We had to focus on the future, on what could be. In the future, things are going to be better. We'll have our needs met. This is what it will look like. We needed that beacon. We needed that fantasy. But consequently, if you're so focused on the future, you forget the people that are right in front of you that you want that future with. And that doesn't feel good to them. And it doesn't even feel good to you. And so I'm having to learn to be here, even though I don't want to be, even though it's hard. I have to be here in this moment with this unicorn and this disco spider. And not in some magical future where I finally have everything that I want. Because how do I get everything that I want if I'm not focused on the now? And they would tell me that, and I hated to hear it. I hated hearing that. But the escapism has to end. I'm working on it. We're all working on it. God, our system had such a difficult conversation today. When we were about 26, we had a very toxic relationship with a man named Paul. And I never wanted to think about that marriage as being what it was. I was a vulnerable girl with a debilitating mental illness, a dissociative disorder. I had no one. I was alone. And I was taken advantage of by this older man. He was 53. And some might say, well, you're like in your late 20s, right? Like, you had agency. It could have been that bad. I didn't. I was sick, and this man took advantage of me. And ever since we left, because it took 2 times to leave, I've been avoiding thinking about it, thinking about him, thinking about everything that happened in that relationship, in the marriage, in that house. God. And there's this group of alters that have wanted to share with me for so long what they went through with Paul. And I didn't want to hear them. I'd just say, I can't handle this. Stop talking to me. Go away. Do you know what I went through? And that was selfish. But I couldn't look at it. I didn't want to think about it. I wanted to believe in my agency. I wanted to believe that I chose to be with him, and I just left because it wasn't working, and it was as simple as that. But it wasn't that simple. It really was not okay what we went through, and I heard them and I listened. A lot of us listened today, and it was hard and dysregulating and scary to think that a 26, God, I don't want to be a victim. Like, I want to be a survivor. To think that I so vulnerable to the point I could be harmed scares the shit out of me. And like, I don't know, the second half of yesterday when Kai went home after the crying and the hard conversations and the weird kinky sex, it was a pretty good day after that. I did laundry, I texted my friends. I felt like kind of connected to the world in a way, and that was good. And my parents, like, they asked me to go out to eat with them, and I went, and like the food was delicious, and I was happy, and I was like in the moment, and like we went to eat, and then we walked around outside after, and I felt like so joyful, and I felt so happy to be out and to be alive. And like, my parents weren't great when I was a kid, but they're trying now, and like my mom especially, I still struggle with my dad. I still do. But like and I do a bit with my mom, but it's different. My mom really loves me. I love my mom too. It's just so unfortunate, like, that everything was the way it was when I was a kid. But like, things are gonna be okay. They're gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this. Just, yeah, and the therapist, we see her on the 14th. That's also the day we do the karaoke, but the karaoke's like later. That's like 8 p.m. Therapy's 2 p.m. Genuinely, I hope we're not too tired, but like, we need to get out there more. We need people in our lives. We need connection. And it's hard to think that that won't include Kai for a little bit, because we're taking 3 months off after they leave to go no contact so we can both heal, and then it should take 6 to 8 months for Kai to figure out what it is they want. Do they want to just be alone? Is there somebody else that they're interested in? Do they want to be with me? Do they just want to be friends with me? Do they want to go back with Ethan? It's just so much. But I have to keep going regardless, and like, I do plan to wait for them. We all do. And that doesn't mean we won't talk to people. That doesn't mean we won't make friends. But I can't commit to anything right now with anybody else. And yeah, I just love them. They're a beautiful person. And I'm just excited for the day that we can see each other again, and I can see all of the ways that they've changed for the better, see them happy and healthy. Just, they're incredible. And yeah, I'm gonna go for a little bit to like decompress, but this has been my brain dump.